Hello everyone, I just want to make this video because I want to talk a little bit about my experience with my Lupron shots. When I was going through this, I didn't find a lot of videos online, so I hope that this video might help someone else, or if anyone has any questions, maybe we could talk about it. I started Lupron after having my son. I had a very difficult pregnancy and I had very big fibroids. Later, they also discovered that I had adenomyosis and endometriosis, which was known beforehand. But my fibroids, my gynecologist used to joke, he used to say that I was having triplets. My fibroid twins, because they were the size of a small watermelon, and my son. So my fibroids went growing as the pregnancy progressed and they were degenerating, so I had a lot of pain. Started off as a grapefruit, ended up as a watermelon. But it was a very difficult pregnancy, very painful. I could barely walk. But thankfully everything came out successfully. I did have some complications, but everything worked out fine. And I have my beautiful baby boy. I'm still struggling with the issues of my uterus. So after pregnancy, she gave me 3 months to breastfeed my son, and then I started treatment. We first tried progesterone-based shots, Depo-Vera, but that didn't work. It didn't control the bleeding, it didn't control the pain. My pain was very bad. It was sharp, I couldn't walk. It gave me really bad lower back pain. This might be too much information, but I would feel as if I'd have to use the bathroom and this constant pressure on my lower back. I couldn't walk very far without having really sharp pains in my pelvic area, my lower back. But after I started Lupron, I went into full-blown side effects. It was almost immediate. My first shot was 11.25 milligrams, which it's the 3-month one. And it was really bad. I still had some bleeding until like the medicine fully absorbed in my system, but instantly I was having hot flashes, like extreme hot flashes. I had really bad mood changes. I'm a little moody as it is, so with this treatment, it just exacerbated everything. It was like over the top. I wanted to punch someone in the face all the time. It was very difficult for my partner and for the people around me. And it's hard because when you're 32, well at that time I was 31, and you're going through the changes, it's difficult for people to understand that and understand that you're having a difficult time dealing with your own emotions. And I personally, I was like 0 to 100. I could not handle myself, really upset all the time, crying or angry, and just not much patience. The only one who brought patience out of me was my son. Everything else is like I wanted to set everyone else on fire. But so that was very difficult. Then my hair started falling out. Luckily I have long hair and a lot of hair, but in comparison to how much hair I had, I barely have hair now. Hair started falling out of my head, yet growing on my face. And it was really stressful because I was like, I'm gonna go bald and have a beard. So it was very difficult. As a woman, you don't like to see those changes in yourself. Yeah, I had 3 11.25 shots, which is 3 months, and then the insurance wouldn't cover it anymore. So I ended up having to buy it outside of the country, and I got the shots that were only for a month. So I had a good solid 10, 11 months of Lupron. And by the end, I mean, the pain disappeared. It was like heaven, but I was depressed, crying, angry, hairy and baldy. So emotionally more than anything was my challenge, but was not happy. I was really sad, and at first I thought it was maybe the postpartum, but actually now that I'm off the medicine, I can look back and see that it was definitely the treatment that was making me feel that way. it also raised my glucose levels. So I had to be very strict and mindful of what I was eating because I was very close to being a pre-diabetic, something that I've always managed low blood sugar. So that was new too. It was affecting my health. It was affecting the way I felt. Oh, I was also having like articular pain and knee pain and arm pain and in my joints. So it was like I'm a 31-year-old, 32-year-old feeling like a 60-year-old. It was very difficult. So when I spoke to my partner, he was like, you know, maybe you should just stop. Besides the fact that even buying the medication outside of the country, I was spending over $1,000 per shot. So it was becoming also very costly for us. So I was feeling so down, so depressed. I was having these crazy thoughts that he says to me, you know, let's try something else. So she's giving me the option of putting in an IUD, a specialized IUD, a Mirena, which is also like progesterone based, being that she doesn't want to give me estrogen and feed my fibroids. But the adenomyosis, there's no real treatment. I mean, the reason why she gave me Lupron was trying to, as she says, pause the progression of the pathology. So we are gonna try now with the IUD. If you guys want me to talk more about that, I can. So far, I'm just waiting. I'm starting to feel the effects of the Lupron leave my system. I still haven't had a period. It's been almost 3 years because before I got pregnant. And that's basically how things are going. So if you guys have any questions, if I can elaborate on something, I'd like to help, because really it was very difficult for me to find someone who's going through this. There's very few videos online. So if I can help someone even just to talk, I'm here, and I hope this video helps anyone out there who's going through the same thing. You're not alone. I know how difficult it is, and sometimes it's just reassuring to hear someone else's experience. So I hope this is beneficial to anyone out there who's going through this or just need someone to chat with. All right, guys. Bye.